GP14's still built in timber, very long-lived boat. But if, like me, you have one which is 60 years old, the chances are that by now it's going to need some attention. So I'm going to give you 3 top tips for what you might need to do to keep your old boat running. Let's look at the 3 crucial points on an old GP14. Unfortunately, we've only got a brand new boat here, but the similar rules apply. The first one I want to talk about is the mast step, which is down at the bottom of the boat. Now, on the early boats, the mast was stepped right down on the hog. There was no other reinforcement. And if you've got an old boat that's been neglected, that's an area where you might find some rot and some repairs needed. The other place is along the centreboard line, because the centreboards on the early boats were simply laid on a mat and then screwed in place. There was no glue used there at all. We relied on a sealant. The final place you might find trouble is the transom, because a lot of boats are left cocked up over winter, water's left in the back of the boat, and over many, many years, decay can take place. Just want to show you a couple of points on joinery, how easy it is to repair. If we've got a rotten patch in the bottom of the boat, we can cut that out, and with modern epoxy adhesives, a very simple scarf joint like that, very easy to make. The rougher the better. We'll glue up with epoxy, and that is very, very strong. You don't need to be a super joiner to make that repair. That's a home job. I've done this on my own boat, and I'm not a joiner. If I can do it, you can do it. Centreboard case. If you put a new centreboard case in your boat, you'll probably sit it straight on the bottom of the boat. There will be no clever jointing, straightforward butt joint, wood to wood. Again, if you're using epoxy materials, that is so strong, you'll break the timber apart before your centreboard case comes out. So it is not difficult, it's not rocket science to repair an old GP14. If your transom has rotted badly at the bottom and is really beyond repair, what you can do is take a routing machine and route right down that edge there, leaving this hull skin in place, and remove all of the main part of the transom and leave a routed edge against which you can glue new material. So when you've prepared it, you'll have an edge down here, an edge along the bottom, an edge along the top, a piece in the middle where the rudder slot's going to go, all set back 5mm to take a new piece of plywood. The old plywood transoms are about 15mm thick, ½ inch thick, something like that, very heavy gear, so you've got plenty to go at. And so you can route that back. You may have to let a new piece of wood in the bottom, that's not a problem. And then put the new transom in flush with the hull skin. And again with epoxy materials, it's very easy to do. You need to be very careful to get a nice clean edge, but even if you don't get it spot on, it'll be structurally perfectly sound and a good deal lighter. We changed the centreboard case in mine. Under the rules for the GP14, you can now put in lightweight plywood centreboard cases in old boats. You save yourself a lot of weight, because the old mahogany ones are made of solid mahogany, about ½ inch thick in each side of the case. It's case skin, take up water, and they're very heavy. So straight away we're getting weight out of an old boat. My boat was 50 pounds overweight when we started on it. When we finished everything, we had to put 5 kilograms of correctors back into it to get it back up to weight. So it's actually possible to take even a really old lady and make her reasonably competitive again, certainly for club racing and bronze fleet sailing as well, and have a lot of fun with them. So just because you've got an old one, don't put it on bonfire, think about restoring it.